Hey there, SHA Radio listeners. It's Luna here with an exciting message for all of you innovators, creators, and digital explorers out there. Have you heard about Skylark? If not, let me fill you in. Skylark isn't just another tech platform, it's your gateway to purpose-driven engagement. Whether you're a researcher looking for collaborative insights, a creator on a mission, or a community leader building something meaningful, Skylark has the tools to bring your vision to life. From gamified quests that drive real impact to AI-driven data collaborations, Skylark is changing the way we connect, contribute, and grow together. So why wait? Join the movement today. Check out Skylark Nova, that's www.skylarknova.com. Now, sit tight as we pass it over to the Blossom Network for their weekly deep dive into all things Skylark.
Okay, so data, right? Like, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
Everyone says it's valuable,
Yeah.
the new oil, all that.
Mhm.
But honestly, like, how much we really understand about how valuable our data actually is?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are in that boat. That
Yeah.
it's valuable, but how?
Right.
And for whom?
Exactly.
And so that's what we're diving into today, right? We're going to unlock the value of your data.
Yeah, because right now it kind of seems like it's like Meta and Amazon, Google.
Big guys.
Yeah, they're the ones who are striking it rich off of our data.
Exactly.
So, like, how does that work? How are they profiting from, like, me just, like, scrolling through TikTok?
Well, you're creating this trail of data everywhere you go online. So it's TikTok, it's Amazon, you buy something, you listen to a song on Spotify, you write a review on Yelp.
Right.
You know, even like donating blood, there's data associated with that.
Yeah, it's like literally everything we do creates this little data point.
Data exhaust, they call it sometimes.
Right. That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah, and these platforms, they are collecting it, they're analyzing it, and they're using it to figure out, what makes you tick.
Right.
What are you interested in? How can we target you with ads? And ultimately, that's how they make billions and billions of dollars.
Wow. So we're generating all this data, but we're not really seeing the benefits?
Yeah.
It feels a little unfair.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. And I think, the current system does lack a lot of transparency.
Mm-hmm.
You might not even know how your data is being used, let alone getting a share of the profits.
Right.
And I think the idea today is to kind of imagine, what if you could control your data?
Yeah.
What if you could make some money off of it?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That's where I've heard this idea of, like, user-owned data.
Yeah.
Is that, like, a real thing? I mean, that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I think it's becoming more real and more possible. And I think one of the big things that's enabling that is a technology called blockchain.
Okay, blockchain.
Yeah, have you heard of that?
Yeah. It's like crypto and all that, right?
It's related, yeah.
So how does that apply to, like, my data?
So think of blockchain kind of like a digital ledger, right?
Okay.
It records every transaction, but it does it in a way that's, like, incredibly secure and transparent.
Oh.
So, when it comes to your data, blockchain can actually track who has access to it, what they're doing with it.
Oh, so I can actually see what's happening with it.
You can, yeah.
So,
And the idea is that control then gives you the ability to decide, okay, do I want to share this with a company I trust?
oh, so it's like I have a digital receipt of my data.
Exactly. You have ownership.
That I can control.
And you can decide how it's used.
Gotcha. So it's not just floating out there in the ether somewhere.
It's not just out there.
Yeah, that makes sense. So.
And potentially get compensated.
Oh.
So you could share it with researchers working on projects you care about.
Right.
Things that you think are important, and you might actually, get some value back for that data.
Okay, that makes sense. But are there any platforms actually doing this right now? Like, are there places I can go to, like, own my data and get paid for it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a bunch of really interesting companies and platforms emerging that are working in this space.
Good.
One that I think is interesting is called Skylark. They're really trying to create this, like, more engaging data economy using this concept.
Okay.
And they use something called data DAOs.
Data DAOs.
Yeah.
What is that?
So DAOs it stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And so what that means is it's basically like an online community that pools their data together and then decides, how they want to use it.
Okay, so like a group effort to make data sharing more, I don't know, profitable or useful or something?
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
So Imagine like you and a bunch of your friends all love a certain video game.
Okay.
Right? And you're all generating all this data about how you played the game.
Right, yeah.
If you pool that together as a DAO, you could actually sell that to the game developers.
Oh, okay.
Who could then use it to improve the game.
Interesting.
And then the profits would be shared amongst the DAO members who, contributed data.
Oh, that's really cool. I mean, it makes a lot more sense than, like, I don't know, just the current system where it feels like only the big platforms are benefiting.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, Skylark actually takes this a step further.
Okay.
They kind of gamify the process. So it's not just about like, dry data sharing.
Right. Yeah.
They have like points and rewards and different ways to make it more fun and engaging.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So it's less intimidating for like the average person too.
Exactly. And it makes it more, transparent and accessible for people to participate. Yeah, so it's really about shifting the power dynamic, right? Instead of just, feeling like your data is being extracted and used without your knowledge or consent,
right? You
can actually be an active participant and benefit from it.
So, like, what are some other examples of how this could, like, play out in the real world?
Yeah, I mean, imagine like students getting rewarded for sharing their feedback, right?
Yeah.
That could be used to improve their school.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or brands offering like special access or discounts to customers who, contribute to product development.
Oh, I'd much rather do that than just see another targeted ad, honestly.
Yeah. So it's like a win-win, right?
Totally.
For both the users and the organizations.
That makes sense.
And then I think, it even goes beyond like just those individual benefits, right?
Okay.
This kind of model could actually help fund research for important causes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It could give communities more control over their data and, potentially lead to a more equitable, like, digital economy overall.
So this is bigger than just me, like, making a few bucks for my data.
Way bigger.
Wow. That's amazing. So if I'm hearing you right, like, our data is valuable.
Yes.
There are these new technologies like blockchain that are kind of like giving us more control over how it's used.
Yeah.
And this could like not only benefit individuals, but like communities and like society as a whole.
That's a great summary. Yeah.
Wow. It's an exciting time to rethink how we value and manage our data.
Absolutely. I think it's really just the beginning.
Totally.
Of a much bigger conversation.
Yeah, it's like a data revolution or something.
I think so.
Yeah. So next time you're just like scrolling on your phone or whatever, like shopping online, think about the data you're generating.
It's valuable.
And what if you could choose how that data is being used and even like benefit from it? Like, it's pretty cool to think about. Yeah. So maybe check out Skylark or some of these other platforms that are working on this stuff and get involved.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning, so stay curious.
Definitely.